Our first task is to create the optimal environment for our teammates to interact, and we do that through alignment. We now understand that the position we use our body in can either enhance or diminish how available or how ready the muscles on our team are. The best position we've found to put our muscles in that ready state is what we call neutral. The worst position is when we have a flat back and a tucked under bum. So if you think about all those exercise programs that asked you to flatten your back and tuck your bum as you were doing your work, this has actually taken your TA and pelvic floor and put them in a less ready state. A neutral position will optimize the ability of the diaphragm to set up that loading and recoil response from the pelvic floor. So what is neutral? Neutral is a relative position that basically looks like the ribs living on top of the pelvis again. Why the ribs? Because that's where the diaphragm lives. And why the pelvis? Because that's where your pelvic floor lives. And the TA connects to both the rib cage and the pelvis and helps to maintain the relative relationship between those two structures. So we really need to know where your rib cage is and your pelvis. Our first step is to look at what position your rib cage lives in, so we can know which tips and tricks you need to help you get it back on top of your pelvis again. I think of the rib cage as a bell ringing off of your shoulders. And for some of us, our bell is rung up, sort of like military posture. And for some of us, our bell is rung down, and we're more slouched. So let's ring our bells together. First, let's ring our bells up. Good. Now, let's ring our bells back down. Good. Okay, let's ring them up. And good. This time, now take a big breath. Good. And now we're going to ring back down. Good. And we're going to take a big breath. Good. What did you notice? Did your breath change as we changed positions?
Mm-hmm. When I was ringing up, my chest was rising up, and when I was ringing down, my gut was expanding.
Okay, good. Exactly. When our bells are rung up, we tend toward breathing up into our chest. And when we're rung down, we tend to breathe into our bellies. So the big takeaway here is that by simply changing our alignment, we change the way we breathed. We changed the way we used our diaphragms. So we can use an alignment change to optimize the action of our diaphragm. And we do that by making our bell quiet. So instead of here, rung up, or here, rung down, we're going to use it here, quiet, over top of our pelvis.